Hello! This is the award-winning show that brings you everything and anything Nollywood. I am Kayode Shutade. Glad you can join us. He's an actor, he's a writer, producer, and an animator. A graduate of the University of Lagos with a bachelor's in English and worked with The Guardian before switching to advertising, or better still, marketing communications in 1990 when he joined Esso and U, Sachi and Sachi, as a copywriter. He moved to Prima Garnet, Ogilvy, Benson and Mata at the inception in 1992 to set up the agency's copy and radio TV department. He founded the Lagos International Festival of Animation, Lifanima. Please sit back and meet up close and personal Muyiwa Kayode. I really want to thank you very much for your patience and for sparing time out of your very busy schedule, especially at this time, and coming to have this conversation with us in our global studios.
Thank you, Koye. It's always my pleasure to be here.
Now, let's jump right into it and say, for the benefit of those who are getting to meet you for the first time, or better still, those who are reacquainting themselves with, said, I know him to be in advertising, in journalism, in whatever other field, but how did you land yourself in animation?
Well, thanks for that. Yeah, it's an evolution from advertising, journalism, advertising, and then brand management. Advertising, as we used to know it back then, had since evolved, and we evolved into a brand consulting company, and I had always been a multi-talented, creative person. Even within the marketing communication space, I was more in the creative departments, and I had a situation where I was producing documentaries, I was producing television commercials. Some of the television commercials I produced were animated, and as we evolved into branding, we had to continue to explore new modes and platforms of brand expression. And animation is one of the most compelling platforms for brand expression. So it is more like we're building brands, and brands
Since when did you stop
cut across all facets of human existence.
Was it when the lights came on?
So animation is one
Or when you
of the
convinced yourself
tools
that justice
for branding, and it's a form of
You
brand
called me
expression.
enlightened.
So when we talk about
course.
animation, there are so many things that go
It's a
into
monster.
it. I'm a writer, I'm a producer, I'm a musician, and I'm an artist. Okay, so these are some of the talents I'm able to leverage to produce animation.
And let's now progress to what you are better known for. I know that a whole lot of people know Total Taido, but a whole lot of people connect with you more with the animation festival. So tell us how the festival evolved and what's been going on up till now.
Lagos International Festival of Animation, Lifanima, was a child of necessity. When I premiered my animation series in 2015, Adventures of Total Taido, the production process, we faced a number of challenges in terms of local talent, in terms of, okay, who are the guys that can do this aspect of it for us? Who are the guys that can do this aspect of it? It was it was challenging, locating the required talents locally. So after we launched the series, we decided that, okay, why don't we start an animation-specific film festival that will bring out all these talents from wherever they are hiding and create a platform where they can come and express their talent.
Now, the festival is in its 9th edition. Okay, so what should we expect this time around?
Yes, the festival has grown every year, and apart from a slight slowdown during COVID when we had to do it entirely virtually, it has grown rapidly post-COVID also. This year we had 1,337 submissions from more than 100 countries, and 26 of those countries are African countries. Our festival is Afrocentric, and it is Niger-centric also. So, but of course we are open because we know also that there are a lot of Africans in diaspora who are into animation. So our festival is open to animators all over the world, as long as the work you are submitting meets the criteria of the festival.
I am the strongest warrior in Uncut. No one can defeat me.
Strongest warrior. You can't even lift water pots for yourself.
How dare you challenge me? Pick up a weapon and fight.
Oh, you asked for it.
Look, the sun is almost gone. Oh.
So?
We should go before it gets dark. My mother says Ojojo comes out when the sun disappears.
Oh, come on. Ojojo isn't real.
Ha.
It's just a silly story our mothers made up to scare us and make us do what they want.
Akpan, Ojojo is real, oh. He lurks in the shadow of the night to eat children, just like he ate Eka. If he is real or not, I'm not sticking around to find out. Let's go, Akpan.
You chickens can go, since you are so afraid of Ojojo.
Akpan, please come with us. It's getting late.
If he doesn't want to go, leave him. Abi, sure you want Ojojo to catch you too?
No, abego, let's be going.
This year there are two major interventions of government that we want to see how they are going to positively impact animation in this country. One is the Creative Economy Development Fund, CEDF, and the second one is the federal government policy on nationalization of cartoon content. The first one, CEDF, is all about funding, and of course, funding has always been a major challenge with animation in this country. And then the second one is having a government policy promoting local production of animation content, which is very, very critical, because when a sector is backed by government policy, it makes the sector more viable. It also makes it more attractive to investors.
Now, let's take the spotlight away just for a second, not for longer, just for a second from you, and say, let's look in general. AI and human animation. What are your thoughts?
AI is a tool, and the most important thing about animation is the storytelling. What story do you have to tell? The tools you use to achieve the ultimate objective of bringing your film from thought to the screen is secondary. What AI is going to do, because it is still evolving, what it is going to do for animation is that, and to some extent already doing, is that it's going to help reduce time, it's going to help reduce costs, much as with some of the software that you use. There is some conversation around it's going to take jobs away from some people. I don't think so, because you see, technology requires that you are constantly reinventing yourself, and you are constantly learning new skills to remain competitive in your field.
Now let's go back to the festival and say, the impact of animation on the general public. What should we expect from the gathering this year of animators?
I'm not the monster they think I am. I only wanted to save her.
Maybe if we go back and tell them what happened, they will understand. Mommy! Yes, Mommy! I am here!
Oh, my child! We've been looking all over for you. Are you okay?
You won't believe this. I met Ojuju.
Ojuju?
He's right.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, that monster tried to take you away from me.
He's not a monster.
He must not get away.
Wait, no. He's not
we
a
must
monster.
catch him. He must not escape. Somebody gets him.
Well, we produce children's content, and that is why the new government policy is very close to my heart, because it is actually aimed at enabling us create more animation content for children. I'm very, very particular about that. The past couple of weeks we've been on location in Abuja filming our TV game show, the Turtle Tidal game show. We've always filmed in Lagos, but this year we decided to take it to Abuja, and we were overwhelmed by the excitement of the children and their schools, and how they had actually, looked forward to being part of that studio experience. It was awesome. We had a very good time, and the new season will be out in another couple of weeks.
I know that you have a book out, and a little boy told me that you have your second book out. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, that's Brand Nation. The first one, I focused on private sector brand management. The second one, I'm focusing on public sector brand management. And Brand Nation is basically articulating how we can apply the principles of branding to nation building.
Now, we look at animation. We've spoken about AI, and all the animation is growing seriously. How do you see the future of animation in Nigeria, and possibly look at it from an African perspective?
The Honorable Minister of Arts, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy, Honorable Kanatu Musa Musawa, is going to formally flag off the festival. And immediately after the flag off, we are going into the panel session to discuss her laudable initiative, which is the Creative Economy Development Fund. What that is going to do, because it has different components in the fund. It has low interest loan, it has equity, and then it has grants. And it's structured in different categories depending on the scope of what you're doing. You can benefit from this program. What that is going to do, it's going to solve some of the problems we have producing animation.
Once again, I would love to thank you very much for taking time out to come to our studios to have this conversation with us.
Always my pleasure. Thank you.
Muyiwa, Kayode, up close and personal. When we return from a short break, we'll bring you more from Nollywood Uncut. Please stay tuned. Thank you for staying tuned. Principal photography is the primary filming period of a movie or television show during which the actors perform, the directors guides the action, and the bulk of the actual footage is recorded. So it comes as no surprise when the professionals in the still and the moving picture industry gather in Lagos to brainstorm at a conference. Here are the highlights.
You don't know who your audience is, it's really hard to build an effective brand. Because if I don't know who I'm selling to, how can I sell? So sit down and write, and I suggest that you write this down. Who is my customer? What is this person looking for? If I'm a portrait photographer, what kind? Do I do family portraits? Do I do intimate portraits? Do I do boudoir shoots? Do I do high fashion? Like, what is the thing that I want to be known for? And what is that customer looking for? How much are they willing to pay? What are they trying to achieve with their photo shoots or by hanging? Are they looking to make themselves feel beautiful? So you have to think about what is it that your customer is actually buying, right? You take photographs, but what is the photograph going to do for them, right? What is their end goal? Then the second thing you want to ask is, now that I know who my customer is, who is my competition? And your competition is any other way that they could possibly get the thing that you are doing. It might be another photographer, it might be their own iPhone, right? So who am I competing with for the 100K, 300K, whatever I'm going to charge, right? Then what do I have that those people don't?
It's been quite an experience because this is my first time at the BOP conference, and I've learned a lot from the first day down to this very moment. We just finished the session with Mr. Dayo, and he's just opened my eyes to so much more that I can do with documentary storytelling, particularly in Nigeria, as we have so much stories in Nigeria that have not been told yet, that have not been shared, that have not even been understood. And it also would explain why a lot of our history is lost to the Westerners, people from Europe. They've stolen so much of our culture, they've stolen so much of our tradition that we're no longer aware of who we are. We no longer have our identity. So he's further reinforced my decision to even move forward and just really tell Nigerian stories as much as I can.
So as creatives, photographers, and filmmakers in particular, they spend long hours on their feet and putting their bodies through a lot of tension. And this is not even just on set, even in the build-up to the work that they have. There's a lot of tension and stress that they put their bodies through. And so I took them through some movements to just teach them how they can release tension from their bodies. And then also through the process, I let them understand that because of the tension and stresses that they put their bodies through, they need to be intentional with how it is that they take care of it, in releasing that tension, making sure that they eat well before they go on set, because those are the things that affect their energy levels.
The Africa Creative Market, ACM 2025, as the saying goes, did what it says on the tin. Brought together key stakeholders from across Africa and the global creative landscape to exchange innovative ideas, build capacity, and scale commercially viable tech-embedded creative enterprises. Here are the highlights of the week-long activities.
When your work is around creative and creating, you might not necessarily come off as the most likable person because your work is not about engaging, it's more about your creativity. So until people really get to know you or come into your inner circle or even just experience you randomly, like he said, sometimes people just walk with you the one time and they just know that you're just a very warm and very kind and very patient and tolerable person, but more often than not necessarily, because I would say that personally I'm not the most outgoing person. I'm very, very introverted, but people don't know that because my work requires me to be out there, and being out there requires you to talk as much, and I'm a very, very not talk as much person, and that would make me more often than not come off as a very stuck up, wanting to be by myself, live on time kind of person. But more often it's just my personality, and it has nothing to do with who I am or has nothing to do. But I've never heard anything bad about my work. I've never heard anybody say my work is not great because my integrity and my work precedes itself. But personality-wise, you can just be like, not really. Yeah.
Again, when there's financial benefit, you'll be capitalizing. And that's what I think it is. Because I don't think if you borrow it, you can keep it if you're not the owner of the expertise. So I think it's more leveraging and capitalizing. And also, you see, there's this thing about collaboration. And some people may get this thing wrong or right. Collaboration, sometimes you have to pay for the collaboration most of the times. So if you say collaboration, it feels like it's free of charge, So you're paying for it, or someone has paid for it, and you guys have to work together. So yes, I think you capitalize on it, you leverage it, but you never would own it. I would never own a camera and run a camera like any of these. I think I'm with the wrong panel because everybody here does magic with camera. Kelechi should be here, not me.
Claim that. I know we don't have enough time to talk about my story, right? But my story has actually been a huge testament to being strategic and constantly evolving. So I hate to be in a comfort zone. I started my career as an influencer, like a Twitter influencer. It's not bad, right? But I started that way. But now I run a media empire and I manage a couple of creatives. And I engage with big brands like Google, Microsoft, Bolt, and all of that. But what I'm saying to you is that it started from me getting uncomfortable with my current situation, not because anything was bad, but I wanted more. So I think that for me, I'm very strategic. I engage some brands on partnership level, not everything is money, but I've come to realize that most of those partnerships definitely will bring you even a big bag. So in terms of even the brands that I work with, that I align with, I'm very big on brand perception. So if I think that I can work with this brand, I'm not getting what I need financially yet from this brand, but again, my alignment with this brand would place me forward, then I would definitely engage on it. So I think that for me, being strategic and forward thinking is very important.
Compliments you get from that client is, those are amazing pictures. You failed as a creative, because deeper than your pictures, there is another new kid on the block that is going to come back one day or come up one day and take exactly what you've created or even do more. So if the compliments you get from people or from your clients in terms of the experience you give them is just surrounding your talent in terms of the work that you do, rather than, oh, this person is kind, this person is patient rather. I love the fact that your humility speaks ahead of you and all of that. I feel like you failed as a creative. So it is important because that is your personal brand as well. A lot of clients has come back and I've gotten new clients because they said there's something about you that has brought me back.
And that's it for this show, trusting that we have more for you next time. Until then, I am Kayode asking you to aim high, shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll probably end up with a star.